what I'm hearing you say is we did have economic security with economic interdependence, but now competition has emerged, and that's reduced economic security. So where do you think we're headed? Are we headed back to security with interdependence? Are we headed to more competition and less interdependence, but economic security? Or are we going to have a prolonged period of not having economic security?
Yeah, great question. I think we are going to have a lack of economic security. Fixing that problem is not something you can do overnight. The different options, whether that's shedding economic interdependence or shedding geopolitical competition, both are really challenging.
Yeah.
My view is the likeliest outcome is that over the next decade or so, you will see significantly less economic interdependence between the US and geopolitical rivals, particularly China, but also, I think Russia and others as well. And I think that's because geopolitical competition is one where I think what President Trump is trying to do now is to see if he can make peace with the Chinese and the Russians. My view is that our geopolitical interests are just so divergent right now, and that there's just so little overlap in the Venn diagram of what we're trying to achieve and the world that we're trying to build, that I don't think that will be successful. So I think we are going to have more of a move away from economic interdependence. I think the question then becomes, what does that look like? Because there are different ways that can manifest. One would be that we sort of revert to a global economic superstructure that kind of mirrors what we had during the Cold War, where there's less interdependence between the US and China, but more interdependence between the US and other friendly countries, be it Canada and Mexico in our own hemisphere, or Europe, or democracies in Asia, like Japan and Korea and Singapore and India. That's one possible future, right? But another, and this is, I think, where we'll end up if we don't have strategy. And this gets back to your first question about winning today versus winning tomorrow. If all we're doing is optimizing for the present moment, which frankly has been the policy of the last several presidents, we will end up with something that looks more like autarky. If we don't have guardrails in terms of who we're imposing sanctions or tariffs or export controls against, as we've seen during the Trump administration, there have been these economic pressure tools deployed against everyone. It's not just been the Chinas and Russias of the world. It's been Canada, Mexico, the EU, Japan, really every country in the world. Yes. I do worry that we could end up in something that's more chaotic, where it's effectively every country for itself. And I don't think that will be the optimal world for the United States to be in.